Right. Speak into the mic here. I've got 6:30 on my clock, so we'll go ahead and call to order the Planning Commission meeting for April 7th. If we could start with a roll call, please.
Ahern. Bathke.
Here.
Janeezer.
Here.
Mickelson.
Here.
Schmerbach.
Here.
Willer.
Here.
Yachty.
Here. Great. Up first will be approval of the agenda. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I move Bathke.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Agenda's approved. Moving on to item number 3, public comment on any topic not on the agenda. Do we have public comment? No? Okay, great. Item number 4 is a zoning map amendment. We'll start with a staff presentation.
Now I'm going to be self-conscious about the microphone here. Okay, so this is a rezoning of Quick Trip Inc. This property is located at the southwest corner of West Penn and North Jones Boulevard. And this is a rezoning from I-1 Light Industrial to C2 Highway Commercial District. Property is approximately 3.46 acres. As I mentioned, the LL Pelling is one parcel here, and it's all zoned I-1 Industrial. LL Pelling's been here for quite some time. But that property has remained I-1. When we went through our comprehensive plan effort several years ago, this property, at least the undeveloped portion, was designated urban high intensity. And at least with respect to one of our approval standards, the I-1 zoning is not consistent with the urban high intensity land use classification. So in this case, yay, comprehensive planning is doing a good thing. It's looking to what the future of this development should be. Certainly, we didn't think it's in the city's best interest to have something of an industrial nature at that. We felt it should be something that was more urban, commercial, or perhaps even higher intensity residential. So when Quick Trip became interested in this, we indicated a rezoning would be appropriate in order to allow the use, and they being such good partners to work with said no problem. We have no problem requesting the C2 zoning, and so that's what you see before you tonight. We did have a virtual Good Neighbor meeting on March 25th. It was just me and the applicant in attendance. We do not have any objections to the request. We do have a couple related items that you'll be seeing next month. We have a preliminary subdivision plat. Again, it's one parcel. So there's going to be a preliminary subdivision plat and subsequently final plat for the lot that they will create. And a preliminary site plan just kind of indicates some of the comments we've received. Access off of North Jones, which will line up with the street across the east side of North Jones, as well as an access on West Penn. We are very concerned about allowing additional accesses off of Penn. So we indicated that if they were to propose a access off Penn, they'd need to construct a median. And so that site plan does show that, but we'll talk about that a bit more next month. We do have one finding that the rezoning to C2 would meet the approval standards enumerated in section 165.09. And then staff recommends the commission accept that listed finding and forward the request to the City Council with the recommendation for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have an applicant presentation?
Good evening. My name is Casey Bonger, Real Estate Manager at Quick Trip and Quick Star. Thank you first for reviewing this rezoning tonight. Really, Russ, I think, went over it pretty well here. We're proposing, we'll be proposing at the May Planning Commission meeting our site plan, which does include our Generation 3 convenience store and 10 dispensers on site and an attached car wash. Which I think does fall into as a permitted use into the C2 zoning. But I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, any public comment? Great. Any questions or comments from the commission? Seems pretty straightforward.
It seems to be in line with the zoning. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, well, if there's no questions, I'd entertain a motion.
I move that the Planning Commission accept the listed finding and forward the zoning map amendment to the City Council with a recommendation for approval.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Willer,
Aye.
Schmerbach,
Aye.
Geneser,
Aye.
Bathke,
Aye.
Mickelson,
Aye.
Yadi.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, moving on to item number 5, a preliminary subdivision plat. We'll start with a staff presentation.
Okay, thank you. This is the Civic Campus subdivision plat, which incorporates several parcels into one and combines the City Hall and police station into one parcel, officially dedicates the right-of-way for the South Dubuque realignment, and then creates officially the parcel of the property that the city acquired for the realignment. You will recall that the Front Street right-of-way just north of Cherry Street was previously vacated, so there's no need to do anything with that. So this just really formalizes what you see outside. And so here's current zoning. It's P, Public Use District, and C1B, General Commercial District, and the Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Amendment, public, semi-public, and urban medium intensity. So the zonings are consistent with the future land use. Here's preliminary plat, relatively straightforward, just shows one lot, and then the second lot is at the corner of Dubuque and Front. We do not have any objections to this request. And again, we do have one finding, would achieve consistency with approval standards. And then staff recommends the Planning Commission accept that listed finding and forward the request to the City Council with a recommendation for approval.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Doesn't look like we have public comment, so any questions or comments?
None for
Are
me.
those garages on lot 2?
No, that's on the adjacent lot. So
The remnant parcel
Yep,
from the acquisition of the
Yep,
building
just
that was
a-
there before.
just grass area. Our hope long-term is, that lot could be combined with a redevelopment opportunity in there, and long-term contemplating, I shouldn't say long-term, medium-term, contemplating changes to the zoning to support the built environment that you see out there, like Reds, has a very minimal setback. Sugar Bottom Bikes, as well as the ice cream, are all pushed up, as well as the second historic building, on Cherry Street. They're all with a minimal setback. We want to encourage that type of development and redevelopment, especially in our old town. We kind of have some parts of our code that still remain antiquated and have still large setbacks, which promote parking in the front, which really we don't want to emphasize in this. We want to emphasize walkability. The design that we're working on for the fire station would have those reduced setbacks to kind of really enhance that kind of urban character that we're trying to build along this corridor. So hopefully with that corner there would be C1B. I envision it being like C1, which would be a neighborhood commercial district with those minimal setbacks, and we can hopefully encourage somebody to take the step to do something really cool in that area. Especially with what's been done with kind of our city street fest. It's been super popular. And so, we kind of went through the Cherry Street reinvestment charrette and kind of looked at that as possibly being a festival street and doing things to promote, more activities like that. The more we can bring people to the heart of North Liberty is what we want to do.
Great. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, if there's no other questions, I'd entertain a motion.
I move that the Planning Commission accept the listed finding and forward the preliminary subdivision plat to the City Council with a recommendation for approval.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a roll call vote, please.
Willer,
Aye.
Bathke,
Aye.
Schmerbach,
Aye.
Mickelson,
Aye.
Yadi,
Aye.
Janizer.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Up next is approval of previous minutes. I'd entertain a motion to approve the previous minutes.
I move to approve the previous minutes.
There you go. I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, previous minutes approved. Item number 7 is planning updates.
Yeah, so just a look into the future a bit for the May 5th meeting. Again, mentioned the Quick Star preliminary subdivision plat and the Quick Star preliminary site plan. Those aren't shown here because they've previously been shown. Also have a couple of subdivisions in the I-380 industrial area, which we don't see a lot of site plans are, so it's exciting to see some building additions out there to expand our industrial base. So the first one on the left is 2685 Stoner Court, kind of where Stoner Court makes that bend to the south. Area in gray is the existing building, and the
Yes.
fuchsia, I don't know if that's the right color. Okay. Is that the new building addition? So we appreciate the continued investment into our city. And on the right-hand side is 2740 Stoner, and that's at the very end, but the smaller subdivision and improvement to the parking lot. So we are analyzing that and reviewing it for consistency and feedback, and we'll bring those to you on May 5th.
Great. Okay, anything else?
Do you know what businesses?
The
announce that?
one on the one on the left is detergents for cleaning, and so a pretty substantial business expansion in there. And the right is, I believe it's a truck repair. So we're going to want to look at the parking lot and things like that, and to see if they're doing outdoor storage. Is some of the preliminary concerns we have, is that truly a parking lot or is it an outdoor storage area? We have special requirements for storage areas, particularly if you're driving up I-380. That's kind of visibility into our city. So that's just one of the couple of the things we're looking at.
Have you been able to announce yet the tenant on the property from last month?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully soon.
Great. Anything else?
So,
No? All right, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.